Hello, my beautiful friends. Welcome to Maggie's Magical Moon Ceremonies. We are on the banks of the Rogue River here today to celebrate this really dreamy, ethereal, heart-centered, heart-aligning new moon at 1 degree of Pisces. The energies of this new moon peak on February 19th, 2023 at 11:05 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So this is such a beautiful new moon. I know I say that about all these moons, but it really is. This one's dreamy, this one's ethereal, this one's aligning us with our heart frequencies. This is the fourth new moon at 1 degree. So we had a new moon at 1 degree of Sag, a new moon at 1 degree of Capricorn, a new moon at 1 degree of Aquarius, and now we have this final new moon at 1 degree of Pisces. And this is beautiful because, you know, through these different states of consciousness, we've been aligning with our hearts. One is the degree of the heart, it's the degree of love, it's the degree of like our inner child love, like the most basic form of love that we are in our hearts. And it's really sweet and precious. So with Sagittarius, we were aligning our beliefs with our heart. With Capricorn, we were aligning how we devote and decide and commit to our hearts. With Aquarius, we were aligning our vibration, our base vibration with our hearts. And now with Pisces, we're aligning our hearts with our highest spiritual story, with the dream that we have in our heart, the dream of our most idealistic, most beautiful, most divinely aligned lifetime and timeline, everything that our heart wishes for, wishes to create, the dream of the better life for ourselves, our loved ones, for the planet, for each other. That's what we're aligning with. This highest divine love that is us, the divinity that is us in every moment. And it's really beautiful. We have Saturn conjunct this new moon at 28 degrees of Aquarius. And this is really, really like incredibly epic energy. For this being the last new moon we have in some time at 1 degrees of Pisces, it's really beautiful because we've been aligning with the frequencies of our heart, the frequencies of like our deepest wishes and dreams and desires. And now in Pisces, that really like is that all-encompassing like divine wish, like sweet, like what our soul and our heart wants to do in the highest level. And Saturn is the planet of commitment, of devotion, of our responsibility, right? And Saturn has been going through Aquarius. This is called an out-of-sign conjunction. So we have Saturn 3 degrees away from the new moon at 28 degrees of Aquarius. Aquarius is vibration. And Saturn is our soul's responsibility, like what we're here to be responsible for, what we're here to commit to and devote to at the highest level, that our soul wants to see and create and do and be, and how we're here to serve at the highest level. So we've been aligning our vibration with serving the collective, like, you know, what is your particular vibration, energy signature, and how is that most aligned to serve yourself and the collective as a whole, right? Aquarius is the collective as well. So 28 is the master manifestation degree. So with this new moon, like I've said in all of my other, well, many of my other videos, I believe each moon cycle is a template in consciousness, right? It's this stamp in time, this template of energetic consciousness that's put forth by Mother Earth, the planets, the stars, the angels, the asteroids, the cosmos, where we now have this elevated, ascended template of consciousness that we're all able to access, right? Because Mother Earth is here ascending, and she called us all to help with the ascension process. We're all alive now for a very specific reason. We all have a very specific mission of love that is we were born with, that's like the signature of our heart, that is wishing to be born and created here in this plane. And when we tap into that and we create that and we live that and we are that energy signature that is our essence, that is our heart frequency, we create vibrations of heaven on earth. And this is how we help to ascend the consciousness of the planet, as we tap into our heart and we create our own heart's heaven on earth, right? Saturn with this new moon is like, okay, it's time to devote and commit to your heart's heaven on earth, 1 degree of Pisces. to what it is that your heart is here to shine, do, be, how your heart's here to serve in the highest. And you're going to commit to being that frequency, to manifesting that frequency at 28 degrees of Aquarius. And not just for you, it's for the collective. Aquarius, it's for everyone. When you tap into your heaven on earth and you start living from that wish fulfilled, and you start bringing that vibration to everything that you do, it's amazing what begins to happen when you start pouring your love out into the world in that way. And this template of consciousness that this new moon brings allows us the ability to commit and devote to that at a really high level, and commit to and devote to the manifestation of the frequencies that are in alignment with your heart's heaven on earth. So every new moon, I'd say, set intentions and bring about, cultivate what it is that your heart's here to, your heart deeply wishes for and wants to create and loves and wants to experience here on this plane. But this new moon takes it even further, and it says, let's commit to that. Let's devote to that at the highest level. And so anything that you commit to and devote to around this new moon window carries so much more weight. Like it carries the weight of Saturn, that weight of devotion and commitment. And Saturn stands the test of time. So if you're willing to do what it takes to commit fully to your heart and to manifesting your heart's frequencies of heaven on earth with this new moon, you're going to be fully supported by all of the energy of this universe. And Saturn brings great rewards. When we commit and we follow through and we align our being with that commitment and that devotion, and we have boundaries that protect that commitment and that devotion, and we bring that with us in every single now moment, with every choice that we make, we're holding that commitment and that devotion that we had. Saturn brings us the richest, deepest rewards. And so this new moon promises us the salvation of our heart's heaven on earth if we commit deeply and fully to the creation of that right now. So I just highly encourage us all to take time to be with what is that dream? What is that dream? And if you don't know what it is, what does it feel like? What do you want to feel like in your day-to-day, moment-to-moment reality? How do you want people to feel in your presence? How do you want the people that you serve and you interact with to feel when they walk away from you? How do you want to wake up feeling in the morning? How do you want your children to feel when you speak to them? How do you want your partner to feel in relationship with you? Now, this really is a moon about yourself with you, but think about your heaven on earth. How do you want to feel? And how do you want to create feelings of peace and harmony in the world? And be with that. And bring forth your commitments, your devotions, and your manifestations from that place. Do you want to feel loved? Do you want to feel loving? Do you want people to feel loved in your presence? Approach everything from that angle right now. And if you know what your heart's heaven on earth is, if you know what you're here to do, then commit fully to that today. And maybe you have already, but recommit to it, because this energy holds such a special, special creation. And then we have Jupiter conjunct Chiron. Jupiter is at 9 degrees of Aries, Grand Master step of Aries, conjunct Chiron at 13 degrees of Aries, right? So we're moving into a period of the most potent healing energy available to us in any 12-year cycle. Jupiter conjuncts Chiron only every 12 years, and Jupiter expands everything that it touches. So Jupiter conjuncting Chiron is expanding the healing frequencies on the planet greatly. So not only are we able to commit and devote to our heart's heaven on earth, we're able to heal everything that's in the way of that, in the way of the creation of that with this Jupiter conjunct Chiron energy. This will be present for several months, and it's only going to build our ability to heal ourselves as an individual and heal our relationship to everything in our day-to-day life, being in the middle decan, Chiron being in the middle decan. Like we're deeply, deeply healing ourselves and our relationship to everything in our lives. And by relationship to everything, I mean our relationship to physical, tangible reality too, to how we view our lives, to our jobs, to our relationships, to everything, you know, our relationship to ourselves and then our relationship to everything else. So phenomenal healing energy available with this template of consciousness of this new moon, and that will continue. And we also have Venus in a exact sextile to Pluto at the peak of this new moon. So Venus is at 29 degrees of Pisces and Pluto's at 29 degrees of Capricorn. 29 is the critical degree. It holds all of the energy of the entire sign. So 29 degrees of Pisces actually holds the energy of all of creation because it's the pinnacle point of the zodiac. It's where 29 degrees is right before 0 degrees of Aries, which is the astrological new year. So it's the very end of the astrological cycle. It's as high as you can get. It's the God point, it's God consciousness. So we're opening up Venus to our highest divinity with this new moon, and we're able to transform Pluto, reality structures, Capricorn, Pluto and Capricorn, transform the reality structures in our life, in our structural reality, this 3D matrix that exists around us. We're able to transform and align them with love, Venus, and align them with divinity and our highest divine path, the high degrees of Pisces. So it's like we have the ability to commit to our heart fully, to creating the frequencies that are in alignment with our heart's heaven on earth, and we're able to transform whatever is in the way of us opening to receive whatever we need to receive from source, from the world, from all of existence, to transform the structures in our day-to-day reality and heal ourselves and our relationship to everything to create this heaven on earth. I mean, it's so deeply supportive of our dreams and our wishes coming true. Now, that doesn't mean that we're passive in it. Like, commitment is an action, and then a commitment requires a constant choice from here on out, right? Every time you commit to something, you have to recommit to it moment to moment. When that channel, I was speaking with a colleague of mine recently, and we were talking about the energy of commitment and how it in and of itself creates boundaries. Like, it creates a boundary of consciousness that you're committed to this no matter what, right? And so when you're almost in a flow of commitment, and when something comes from outside the channel to distract you from the commitment, you then are called to recommit. The beautiful thing about making a commitment, though, is it's a true, deep devotional commitment. Hi, Mr. J. I got a stellar J up there talking to us. Wants to add something to our ceremony. Thank you for your medicine, Mr. Blue Jay. It takes the choice out of it, right? You already committed, so you don't have to remake the choice, but you have to stay stable in your flow and allow the commitment to keep you in the energy, if that makes sense. Because you don't continue to choose over and over with a commitment. It is, the choice is made. That's what commitment is. The choice is already made. It's done. So you get to relax and surrender into the flow and be supported and held by the structural nature of the commitment that is for your heart. I love it. I love it so much. There's so much going on with this new moon. We also have Venus conjunct Neptune. So Venus is conjunct Neptune, sextile Pluto. Venus conjunct Neptune is us opening up to our heart's highest, most divinely aligned dreams for this lifetime. We continue to open up further and further to what it is that our soul really wants to do here, what it wants to create, what it wants to be, how it wants to serve at that highest level, that highest divine timeline, that heaven on earth that you're here to exist in and live in, that we're all moving towards. This is a collective process that we're all doing together. And you have your individual role. You have a consciousness and different consciousnesses that you chose to play in and exist in and let move through you as your experience of a human here. And you have the choice, we all have the choice to up-level that to the most beautiful, most divinely aligned, most good feeling timeline that we choose. We're allowed to live in the dreams of our heart. And we just weren't taught it culturally. Most of us were not taught that, but it's our birthright. And these energies are completely supportive of it right now. They just want us to wake up to it. We have, well, I'll just go off my notes because I have a lot to talk about, and I'm feeling a little bit, I'm feeling really excited about these energies, and there's so much that's supportive that it's hard really to know where to focus. Astrological, which is the divine feminine healer, she's conjunct Mercury right now with this new moon, and that is healing. That's the divine feminine healing our mental field, healing the way that we communicate. And at 12 degrees of Aquarius, that's like our beliefs about our own vibrational role here. Astrological is helping us to heal those beliefs and helping us at 10 degrees of Aquarius manifest new vibrations that are in alignment with our heart's heaven on earth, and in alignment with bringing the collective Aquarius to an up-leveled, ascended state. We have Mars trine Mercury. So Mars has, completed his retrograde through Gemini, but now he's turned around and he's going back the other way. So he's still working his way up through where he retrograded, and he's really patterning these new ways of being into our mental field and using our active mental field to actively think to create our heart's heaven on earth, to actively communicate to create our heart's heaven on earth. And at 15 degrees, right? Yeah, at 15 degrees of Gemini, it's receiving divine inspiration, receiving from divinity, really, the downloads and everything that we need to integrate into our mental field and our understanding of where we're going. And in that trine to Mercury, it's just really supportive of formulating these new belief systems that are in support of, vibrating, creating the vibration of the deep essence of our heart's most ascended path, our heart's heaven on earth. We have Uranus is still at 15 degrees of Taurus. Everything's direct right now too, so everything's moving forward. So we're moving forward with this creation of our heart's heaven on earth. And Uranus is the planet of ascension going through Taurus, and it's really allowing us to focus on receiving these new higher vibrations, receiving them into our bodies, helping us to ground them here on earth. At 15 degrees and at 6, it's the receiving degree. So, and receiving it from our relationship to all that is around us. So I kind of feel this, like we're opening up to receive from Mother Earth, to receive from each other, because we're all so wise in our own ways, and none of us knows everything. And so there's this element of, with all of this energy in Aquarius and with this Uranian energy, we're opening up to receive from one another the gifts and the downloads and the keys and the codes and the essence of what we each need, because we're all on this path, right? And if you're watching this, you're probably a pioneer of vibration, and but most of us haven't mastered living in heaven on earth frequencies here on Mother Earth yet. I'm sure there are some, but most of us are still in the process of becoming masters of this. So we all have healing and vibrational basically downloads matches that we're here to make with one another, where I provide you divine wisdom and activation and downloads in one ways, and you me. I can see this in astrology. I do it. I have my own practice doing astrology readings too, and I see this all the time with my clients. I can see what I have for them in their charts, and I can see what they have for me. It's fascinating how we're all coded to help one another in this process. So everyone you meet, no one's by accident. Everyone is divinely aligned to come across your path, and they do it in a way that is for you. So it's really beautiful. And once you start to accept that as a reality, that everything that comes into your reality is for you, you really up-level your ability to experience that in a really comfortable, blissful type of way, instead of the denser, lower frequency, more uncomfortable kind of way that that life can be experienced at times. We have Uranus square Mercury. So Mercury is in Aquarius and Uranus is squaring it. And this is, again, our mental field has been really worked with recently. This mental consciousness that the planet of Mercury rules. It's how we think, it's how we communicate, it's how we talk to ourselves, it's how we talk to one another, it's what we write, it's how we engage in social media. It's who we engage with on a day-to-day basis. This is continually being worked on to up-level how you talk to yourself. Be aware and conscious of the thoughts that you're thinking. Wake up. Your mental field is creating your reality. All the other states of consciousness, yes, go into creating reality. Your vibration, your emotions, your physical dense body, all of those things are creating your reality. But the way that you have conscious ability to direct that creation is through your mental field. And many of us have unconsciously created our reality with our unconscious thought patterning. And when you really start to wake up and you start to witness how much your mind is creating what you don't want to see with the ongoing monologue of fear, of worry, of doubt, of this patterning of going into certain mental states, the more you wake up to that, the more you expand your consciousness to revise those mental stories and those mental patterns and the way that you communicate with the world around you, what you say, how you say it, the more that you become the conscious co-creator of this beautiful heaven on earth for yourself and for your loved ones and for the planet with source consciousness. So we're just being really worked on mentally, and that's what this Uranus square Mercury is. It's just saying, continue to open your mind. Look at those, awaken to those thought patterns, awaken to what you're saying to yourself, awaken to what you're communicating to your loved ones. Open up, wake up. And we're doing it. We have Ceres in Libra opposite Vesta in Aries at 5 degrees, and again, that's a mental degree. And so there's this, Aries is the sign of the individual and Libra is the sign of the partner. It's once the individual moves to the relationship outside of itself. And so there's this, Vesta is where we devote our sacred flame. So we're devoting to thinking about ourselves in a way that is in alignment with where we're headed, where our heart wants to be going. And we're having to balance that with how we nurture communication in our day-to-day relationships, right? With ourselves, the first decan of Libra, how we relate to ourselves, and then how that plays out in our relation to other people. And we're having to balance the nourishment of ourselves and devoting to ourselves, and how that plays out in our relationship to everything. We're basically being called to learn how to nourish and nurture ourselves mentally, and to devote to this new way of thinking about ourselves, really. as this beautiful, lovely, nourishing being and nourished being that we are when we start to access these energies. So the new moon is also in a supportive angle to the nodes. We have the new moon in a sextile to the north node and in a trine to the south node at 6 degrees. And that's a 5-degree orb again. So this 5 degrees, this mental stuff keeps coming up. And what this feels like to me is like we're being supported with the south node in Scorpio to release this old mental patterning, release that old mental patterning, and with the sextile to the north node to create this new mental patterning, this new way of communicating, so that we are in alignment with our heart and our heart's deepest dreams, biggest wishes, desires to create this heaven on earth for ourselves and for everyone. So it's really beautiful. The angelic energy of the planet is at 10 degrees of Taurus, and you know, it's 4 degrees away from the north node. It's calling for us to ascend into these angelic frequencies. It's 5 degrees away from Uranus. You know, it's almost at the midpoint of these two things. Like we're ascending into new levels of angelic vibrations. And a lot of people have paradigms around angels. Angels are just an aspect of the benefic energy here that is here to help us, that unconditionally loves us in every moment and just wants to help us, and can tangibly, physically help us on the material plane in ways that can be felt, seen, experienced in a 3D way. So that's all that I speak of when I speak of angels. Yes, I have names for the energies that I associate that are classic. You know, you don't have to do that. You can access these energies in whatever way that feels most comfortable to you. I think a lot of people have lifetimes where they maybe were persecuted for their spiritual beliefs or religious beliefs, and maybe have paradigms around angels that aren't that keep them from connecting with this energy, this benefic energy that's for us. And I just want to encourage you, if the word angel causes you a visceral response in you that's hard, that makes it hard for you to want to interact with this energy, just go easy on yourself. Forgive that aspect and just focus on the benefic, loving energies. You don't need to call them angels. They can be, you know, a lot of people work with ascended masters. You know, these are all similar states of consciousness that are just beautiful, beautiful energies here to help us and love us on our path, here to help Mother Earth ascend, and here to help the human species, the human consciousness ascend. There's a lot more to say. I could probably go on for another half an hour about this new moon, but I'm gonna call that good right now. You know, there's one more thing that I want to say. Chiron's in a sextile to Mercury and Mars, both with this new moon. And I really feel, again, that this is that one more step of that healing of that mental field, and how we actively use our thoughts, our communication, our writings, our networking to be in alignment with our heart and the healing of our heart and the healing of our individual belief systems about ourselves and our relationship to everything. 12 degrees of Aquarius, 13 degrees of Aries, and 15 degrees of Gemini. So we're healing our belief systems, we're healing our vibration, we're healing our mental field, and we're healing our ability to receive communication from the divine, communication from our higher self, that helps us to align our thoughts and our vibration and our beliefs with our heart's highest path forward for this lifetime. So again, I could even go on and on about that for probably another 20 minutes, but I'm not going to. I don't want to. It's a lot of energy, and it's all really beautiful and really supportive, and it's about aligning us with our highest path forward, with our heart's most beautiful dreams and visions for this life. How we're here to serve love, serve from the place of unconditional love that we are, serve as the unconditional love that we are, receive unconditional love from all that is. And That's what we're doing. That's what we're here doing. And I'm so grateful you're all here doing it with me. So let's go ahead and have a little ceremony with the angels, these benefic beings, to help usher in our ability to experience these frequencies of heaven on earth at a much higher, more tangible, beautiful way in our structural reality here. Thank you. Holy source of all that is, Mother Goddess, Father God, holy inner child, beautiful angels of the Christ-like consciousness, beautiful guardian archangels of Mother Earth, all of the benefic beings that are present here on this planet, all of the benefic energies known and unknown, Mother Earth, all of your animal spirits, your plant spirits, your sacred elements, the water, the earth, the air, the fire, the beautiful energies, the sacred energies of the four directions, all of the beautiful ancestor spirits of this land, of our own, all those who came before, who helped to guide us to this place of love, to this place of openness, to this place of divinity that is us, that is everything. Thank you, the sun, the moon, the stars, the planets, the angles, the aspects, the asteroids, and all of these aspects that they make to one another. Thank you for allowing us to tap into the ascended frequencies of these for our highest good, for Mother Earth's highest good. Thank you, all of these benefic, beautiful energies, the ascended masters, the gods and goddesses, all of these beautiful beings, Jesus Christ, Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, Buddha, Krishna, all of these ascended, beautiful energies. Thank you for loving us. Thank you for guiding us. Thank you for connecting with us so deeply and allowing us to open our hearts to the love that we are. Thank you, guardian archangels of Mother Earth, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, and Archangel Uriel. Thank you for attuning our frequencies to the frequencies of heaven on earth, helping us to ground our energies deep into the core of Mother Earth and opening us up to receive energy from Mother Earth, from the cosmos, from divinity, from all that is, so that we can expand into this love, pull the veil back to the love that is everything in every now moment. We thank you and we love you. Thank you for helping us to access the highest, most divine energies of this new moon, this template of consciousness. Thank you for helping us to integrate all of these energies deep into our being and commit to the love that we are, to the creation of our heart's heaven on earth now, here, our heart's highest divine timeline, our heart's deepest wishes and dreams, so that we can live in the frequencies of our heart's heaven on earth and help show one another, help by example and by service, by unconditional love, express to one another that this is our birthright, that we are here to do this. Help us to all walk each other home to the love that we are in every now moment. I love you, beautiful angels. I love you, beautiful Mother Earth and holy source of all that is. All of you beautiful benefic beings, thank you for vastly pulling back the veil, helping us to wake up to every moment, to what we're thinking, what we're doing, how we're acting, and align all states of our consciousness in every now moment to the love that we are, so that that is the place that all of creation comes from, the love that we are. May we create ripples of love, waves, tidal waves of love across this planet, all opening us up at a much higher, more profound, more divinely aligned place to the love that we are, so that we can serve from that place in every now moment, ourselves, each other, Mother Earth, and all that is, healing the fabric of reality, healing the fabric of creation, healing all that is with the love that we are in every now moment, for our highest good, the highest good of all, and so it is. Blessed be. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, beautiful people. Thank you for joining me today. I love you. What a really, really, really monumental time that we're living in. There's about to be a lot of shifts and a lot of changes here as Saturn moves into Pisces here next month and Pluto moves into Aquarius. The world is changing. 2023 will bring about shifts and changes that really are monumental for the collective consciousness. There's no way around the ascension process. It's happening. It's happening for all of us. It's happening to all of us. It's happening here, and we're a part of it. And you came here on purpose. Your soul came here. You were called by Mother Earth, and you chose this. And so I encourage you to be an active participant in your soul's evolution. And listen to yourself. This is a time to drop in, to go inside, to hear what it is. Your heart is talking to you in a really profound way through this time, through this new moon. So listen to what your heart has to say. Listen, and devote to it. I love you, beautiful people. I love you so much. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to be alive here with you now. So many blessings your way.